What is up, everyone? I just want to go ahead and take this time to point out that this past week was both uneventful yet busy. So I realize now that I do not like driving. I am not a fan of driving. I don't even like being outside. The only thing that keeps me from freaking out when I go outside is, the thought in my head like, I need to do this thing. And the quicker I do this thing, the quicker I can get back to the house. Because I don't like being outside. But you always go to those conventions and stuff because I like networking with other people. I like meeting people, but I don't like being outside. It's complicated, it's weird, but just bear with me here, okay? Also like one that going to a convention is different from being outside. Like going to a convention is just like you're in this concentrated area around a specific amount of time around people who are just as weird and as dorky as you are. It's a completely different thing entirely. It's like I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It's different from being outside, But it's like when I say being outside, I mean like being in traffic, being at work, being out there, standing in line for anything. That just really freaks me out. Like just standing in line is basically just traffic, but on your feet. Because in my brain, all I'm thinking about is I hope the person behind me isn't looking at me and thinking weird stuff about me. And it's like, well, why are you so focused on other people's perspective on you anyway? Because it's normal. It's human. I find that kind of weird that people are always trying to say, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. Okay, walk outside naked then. I'm just saying. I'm not telling anybody to. I'm not saying to actually do that. But if public nudity was seen as was like not hypersexualized and actually just seen as like something that people can be, I can assure you, people would be like either just out and about. Like you will truly know who is and who isn't fixated on what people think of them if public nudity was like considered like just a social norm. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you take in some imagine. I feel like that would actually be a pretty good a good social experiment exercise where you like have you could be at home, right, and you can invite people over and you could just be naked in your own house. And you could be like nudity. You could have a sign in your in your living room. Nudity is welcomed. So so people could like take off their clothes. And I feel like that would actually be a really good idea for a TV show. Now that I think about it, you know, like who could handle being in a situation that's this free, like that's free to that perspective, you know, because yeah, like people, because I feel like the most open you could be with another person is nude. And everybody has this, like some people don't like nudity because it's not modest. Other people don't like nudity because they're self-conscious about their body. Other people don't like nudity because they are nervous about what the other person would think. It's just I just thought about this. It's just in my head now. But I'm you can just call it, I don't know, Freedom House. No, not Freedom. I don't want to use Freedom. But like a TV show where call it nudity is welcomed. Have a house where there's people in it, who can be nude in the house. Clearly, they can't be nude outside the house, but they can be nude in the house, and it could be like a nice little social experiment to kind of just see how people interact with that rule. I even got a better idea. It could be like a different theme each week. Like, one week is nudity, another week it's something else. Just a whole bunch of social experiments practiced in this house so that people can kind of get an idea what it would mean to be in that type of situation. It's a weird idea, but now I want to see where it goes. I love the fact that I am not popular enough for TV executives to watch this and go, maybe we should consider hiring that guy. Because they're going to look at me and go, we expected you to be much more better looking in person. It's like, would it help if I lie and say that I'm partially Jewish? No, because we would know that you're lying. Oy vey. No. But yeah. Um, I am also considering trying to like be an extra again because I don't like. I'm not to say I don't like my current job. It's just that like I want to be able to get like I want to be able to like try to start working in the field that I'm interested in. And I've always been interested in entertainment and trying to be a part of something, like trying to be a part of any kind of project that will put me on television. I don't really think I want to be on television as much as I just want to be kind of like just in the works of what it takes to do things with TV. Like I would like to work for a television station. You know what I mean? Even if it's just, the guy who gives everybody their papers and stuff like that. But the idea is, I would like to just, I think at the end of the day, I kind of would just sort of want to be in the presence of, how it works and what the entertainment industry is. Because the entertainment industry, the general public are like really, really, like, there's a gap there. There's a split there. There's a difference and what you don't really know what goes on in the media until they tell you what they want to tell you. So it's weird that it is such a huge gap there because it's like the whole concept about the media is we want to get something to the general public as quickly and as efficiently as possible while at the same time literally hiding from the general public, which I totally get because the general public, when it comes to certain things just wouldn't work if the general public had firsthand knowledge of it. But they will probably like it in small doses. But, here or there. I don't know. But I do kind of want to. I do kind of want to be an extra again because I was an extra in. I was an extra in the Scream series on MTV for a few months, and that was actually kind of fun. Being an extra was fun. It was probably like the best job I ever had, and the only reason why I couldn't go do it any further was because I didn't have a car. So like they was shooting the LBJ movie, which Lyndon Baines Johnson, not LeBron James. Like seriously, LeBron is not even two is one name, so it would just be LJ for whatever. But they were shooting the Lyndon Baines Johnson movie in New Orleans, and I was living in Baton Rouge at the time, and they were like, and I got a call like, hey, we're shooting a movie in New Orleans, and it's like I would totally do it if I had a way to get there, and that was the last time I ever got a call from the acting agency. But like now that I have a vehicle, I am considering trying to get involved again with the thing because I like that stuff. And like I like my job too. I actually don't hate my job. I just don't like how stressful it can get sometimes because I'm flying solo. Every shift I have, I'm by myself, and on the business, I work the weekends, so it's like I'm working by myself on the weekends, and I see the transition from openers to closers. So my work literally doubles in the course of 2 hours, in the course of my final 2 hours, and there's nobody here to kind of I need an extra set of hands, and I'm not being given an extra set of hands. And because the whole idea is, the person that's relieving you won't come in until the hour that you have to leave. And it's like, well, do you not see all this work I have to deal with right now? It's like, I wash 8 dishes and get like 24. And this, like, once again, on the weekend. So everybody's hungry. Everybody's hungry. Everybody feels like, eating out, and everybody wants to go to this very fancy restaurant or whatever. So it's stressful, but it's stressful, but it's not that bad. Like I've grown to actually like a lot of my coworkers, and that is kind of one of the few things that keep me, there, honestly. Because one thing about my job is that, like, if I have at least 2 coworkers I like, I'll keep the job just because I like being around them. So that helps a little bit. But I do also want to kind of, I've always wanted to be part of, like film industry and the TV industry, and I always wanted to just sort of be able to just go over to an actor and just say, "Hey, bud, how's it going?" And have them say, "It's going okay." It's like awesome, and I just be it. But I can't do that with the job that I already have, so I have to kind of branch out and spread out a little bit. So I am looking into trying to go back to being an extra, but with the pandemic and everything, with the other pandemic and with the recession and with the controversy that's going on in the state of Georgia, I'm not expecting to get, I'm not expecting to see anything in the works. I'm not expecting to go anywhere anytime soon. But I mean, it's definitely a career change. I mean, not a career change, but it's definitely like I'm putting it out there. I'm gonna be back in movies again. Now I gotta save up some money to get a headshot. How's this? I ain't really have a whole lot to go on here, but that's it. Love, peace, and happiness and safety to everyone out there, and love each other, treat each other with respect, and also universal basic income should definitely be a discussion in the political scene for the next presidential election. Y'all have a good one.